Hi ELF volunteers, Jessica Banta here telling you all about Center 1 for bees. It is investigating bee bodies. This is a fun one. There's a song. There is a bunch of information about bee body parts. And then the kids actually get to look at a whole bunch of dead bees, which is really fun. So first, you can sing the song. You can sing it a couple of times if everybody is giggling and laughing and loving it. It's to the tune of Head, Shoulders, Knees, and Toes. It's right here. It's, head, thorax, abdomen, and 6 legs. I won't go any further, but it's all right here. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Here are the words. And I think the kids will have a blast with that. After you do that, we can look at the anatomy of the worker bee. There's a lot of really good illustrations here. So this one, a good picture. It's got all the parts labeled. And then this book actually too, let me show you. This Bees Up Close. This one actually has a bunch of, and I'll bookmark it, a bunch of really like high definition pictures of bee parts, bee body parts up close. And this one actually has like brackets to show like, the actual where the thorax begins and ends. And I think that's actually super helpful. So you might want to utilize this book. There's a few different illustrations of it in there to go along with this, this printout. And then there's also a kind of more simplified, but also very good illustration of the anatomy of worker bee here. And this one's just like really blown up, and so the kids can really see it in better detail. And then this is another one too. So this one's interesting. You should at least, bring it out for a second. This shows that these are all honeybees, but all honeybees don't look the same. The queen is giant. The worker bee looks like this, and the drone bee looks like this. And they'll learn more about the jobs of these bees later in Center 3. I think they're going to learn a lot about the worker bees in Center 3. So you can just kind of like, just show them that even though these are all honeybees, they do look different, have different anatomies. And then also, we will talk about the stages that a bee goes through to get to be the bee that we see flying around. There is this handy dandy little set of bee life cycle parts. And it says on here, do not open, please don't open it, because we've been losing all sorts of things lately. And I feel like if we open this, God knows where they're gonna go. So the kids can see it really well in this package. Just make sure the kids don't rip it open and play with it. And it shows, that goes from the egg to the larva, to the pupa, to the honeybee that we know and love today. And after you go through all of that, you can let the kids look at their own dead bees. So now, a local, like the Jefferson County Beekeepers Association, has volunteered up some of their specimens. It's super nice of them. Here's what we've got. So we've got little hand lenses right here. Each kid gets one. We've got 2 kinds of dead bees. The person that dropped these off said the dry dead bees might not make it the whole time. They might start to like kind of disintegrate or just get kind of funky. They already have started to not look exactly as they would have the second they died. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take these little egg cartons that I found, and I'm gonna put like 1 little dead bee in each one. I'm gonna try to get like 4 or 6 of these. I'm gonna close them up. The volunteers can open them, just be careful because you don't want the dead bees to go flying everywhere. And then the kids can really like get up and, close and personal with it. The reason I'm going to use these is like, number one, hopefully they will breathe a little bit, because I think that when they're like not breathing that they're going to get like moldy and funky. But 2, the dead bee can just stay in the little, the little cup here, and the kid can even kind of like, move it around a little bit and look at it and really get down close. Now, if we get towards the end of the session and these bees are looking terrible, she also gave us bees in isopropyl alcohol. Now you don't have to, you can use these too. This is just, she said it was kind of a backup. I think these dry bees look better right now, but if the dry bees aren't working out, if they don't look good, I've got these in alcohol. Leave the alcohol in here. Take the tweezers and very gently, because these things are like super delicate, you can take a couple of them out and put them in, I've got a little glass jar, so I've got like 3 or 4 of them. You can put a couple of them in these little glass jars and the kids can really like look at them in there. Just take the bees out, not the alcohol. And then when you are done, when the kids are done with the whole session, so leave them in here for like the whole day, the whole 2 hours. And when you're completely done, if you could try to put the bees back into the rubbing alcohol, that would be great. So whichever one you think will work better is fine. Just remember that these have to last, the whole time. So try to be as gentle with them as you can. But I do think, I'm hoping anyway, I'm hopeful that these dried dead ones will last a little while. But like I said, figure it out yourself. When you get in, look at the state of things, look at how, if the kids are able to actually see the dry ones well. If not, go ahead and throw a couple of those rubbing alcohol ones in here. And then, like I said, just remember to put them back. And then there's a whole bunch of little facts about bees. Oh, and then there's a timeline too. There's a timeline. Now, they're gonna learn a little bit more about the jobs of the worker bee in Center 3. So you don't have to like really get totally into every single job. Like it tells like each stage of life here, which is, it's a lot of stages for a little honeybee. But you can, the kids would probably find it interesting to see the difference between the life stages of a bee and the life stages of a human as far as like time is involved. So, like 63 days looks like the end of the line for honeybee. And, when it comes to when they're born, how many days after the egg is laid, do they hatch, like all of these things. I think the kids would actually get a kick out of like comparing the life cycle of a honeybee to the life cycle of a human. And then that's it. I think that should probably take up all the time. Of course, if you have extra time, you can sing the song again and read the whole book if you needed to, but I seriously doubt you're going to need to do that. And I will, my session is one of the first sessions, so I will send out an email if there's any issue with like the bees falling apart or anything like that. Okay, have fun, be happy.